YouTube has started to block VPNs. So if you use a VPN to watch YouTube and connect to different countries, it seems like YouTube is stopping people from doing that because someone got this notification on YouTube that blocked them from watching a video and it says VPN/proxy detected. To continue, turn off your VPN/proxy. This will allow YouTube to locate the best content. So it's like YouTube is trying to paint the picture that the reason they're doing this is so that you can view the best content in your region. But this doesn't feel right because why would a VPN block you from doing that when you can select your location based in your YouTube settings? Like, that's where your location is actually decided, YouTube settings. Like, yeah, sure, your location does matter a tiny bit, especially if you're signed out on YouTube and watching, but this feels really weird to block a VPN, especially when so many people worldwide use VPNs. It feels a little fishy. Here's another example of what happened. This is another post of someone that got this. This person was like, yeah, as of this afternoon, YouTube isn't accessible by VPN. Guess that's the end of me watching YouTube. It's a bit dramatic. I don't think they're gonna stop watching YouTube because of it, but it is crazy. VPNs are being blocked on YouTube. This happened as of 4 months ago, so it seems to be a more recent thing on the platform. And it's not just computer. This one got it on their phone. They accidentally left their VPN on, and now they're no longer allowed to view videos unless they turn off their VPN. They say it's not as if it's for ads. I'm a premium member. So they use YouTube Premium, but they're still being blocked. So I have some theories as to what's going on here, but first I gotta say that this is ridiculous and YouTube should not be doing this because VPNs are used by so many people. Like, I always have a VPN on all the time just for security. Like, we live in a world now where it's just like safer to live with a VPN on than off. You know, sometimes you click on sketchy links, sometimes you click on YouTube ads that are scams because YouTube ads have like terrible moderation. So there's literal scams on YouTube and you click that and you could get all your stolen, you know? You could get your IP leaked and stuff like that, especially as a YouTuber. People sometimes send me scam links, you know? Something could happen and I don't want to be doxxed, so it's just safer to have a VPN on than not. So yes, VPNs are very useful if you want to switch countries, like, yeah, connect to the United States to see US only content or connect to wherever. This isn't even sponsored, by the way, but I use Surfshark. I do have a code if you want to use Timeworks, code Timeworks, but this isn't sponsored. This is not a sponsored video, okay? Surfshark, you should pay me for this. You can see I'm just connected to Canada, even though I live in Canada, just for security. It's just safer. But yeah, here's another post. YouTube has banned VPN. So I have some theories as to why they are doing this, and it comes down to two things: ads and age verification. So this was a post made by YouTube last year when they started to have age verification added to YouTube. So if you don't know, you probably heard it by so many creators now at this point. I've made videos on it. So many countries are enacting laws that makes you have to prove your age in order to access certain websites, including something as simple as YouTube. And they're doing it, they say they're doing it for the reason of just security, you know? It's to prevent kids from accessing content they shouldn't be able to access. So you have to scan your ID in order to access certain sites like Discord or YouTube or wherever. A lot of sites are doing it now. This started in the UK and has sort of branched out to Australia and the States, and now Canada is being impacted as well. So it's kind of been spreading everywhere. And I don't like it, of course, because I'm an adult. I shouldn't have to provide my ID, especially when the people handling IDs aren't to be trusted. Like, Discord had a leak where the IDs being submitted got leaked. Like, it's not safe to do it. So using things like VPNs are just added security. A lot of ways people are using VPNs is to bypass this security feature. You know, if you live in the UK, a big way to bypass ID verification thing is to simply just use a VPN and connect to literally any other country. Unless it's like a country that's also adding this stuff, because more and more are doing that. So I feel like that's part of the reason why they're trying to block VPNs, because if you don't use a VPN, YouTube knows exactly what country you're in so that they can enforce the laws that the country has enacted. Now, it's not exactly YouTube's fault because it is like up to the country that's enforcing these laws to decide this, but I feel like YouTube should try to make some sort of a stand and be like, hey, VPNs are a useful tool for cybersecurity, so we should leave this up instead of block them. I think blocking them is pretty stupid. Like, people have been posting, how do I get past age verification without giving YouTube my ID? Like, this is how you have to verify yourself. You have to either give your ID, share an image of your government issued ID like a driver license or passport. That's crazy. Why am I supplying some tech company with an ID? It's pretty fucked up. Use your credit card. you won't be charged. Any transaction fee will be fully refunded. That is an option that I'd rather choose, because obviously minors can't have credit cards, so it is the better option. And if I ever had to run into being ID checked, I would go with that one instead of giving my ID. Like, that's crazy, man. With YouTube, it seems that they can sort of detect who's a kid, even though it just depends on your watching habits. Like, I feel like YouTube decides based on, is this person on their device watching content that usually kids watch, like Roblox and Minecraft and Lego, even though I like all those things. Well, I never played Roblox, but I like Lego and Minecraft, and I'm 24 years old, so like, am I a kid, YouTube? Am I a kid? No, I'm not, so like, I shouldn't be falsely flagged, but people have been falsely flagged even though they're actual adults. So it's crazy, and I don't fault anyone for wanting to use a VPN to get out of it. Now, as for ads, I feel like it's probably not blocking for advertisements, because VPNs don't actually block ads from playing. That's an ad blocker. You want an ad blocker for that. Although, Surfshark, this isn't sponsored. Surfshark, just give me money for this video, please. I think Surfshark has a built-in ad blocker somewhere here. Yeah, here we go. Blocking ads, trackers, and cookie pop-ups. So, I guess it has an ad blocker, but that's a whole other video. YouTube has definitely been fighting ad blockers for a while. There's been a lot of notifications on a bunch of videos when people try to use an ad blocker. They're being told that, hey, you get 3 strikes and you're out. Which they never enforce, obviously, but it's just to scare people to not use an ad blocker. Sometimes they're like, ad blockers are against terms of service, so don't use it. But of course, they're not going to ban someone from using an ad blocker, because that user would still generate YouTube money in other ways, like promoting the video by watching it, or like if they go on their phone, there's not really ad blockers on phones, so they still make money off of the viewer in some way. So they're never actually going to enforce it, but preventing someone from watching a video just because they have a VPN on is really stupid, I think. I get it's probably for legal reasons, but unless there's some sort of legislation that says companies have to block VPNs on their site, I don't think YouTube should be doing this. There was actually a lot of talks in the UK about banning VPNs because so many people were using this tool as a bypass to age verification. So I think there's talks for laws to ban VPNs, or at least find a way to close that loophole, probably just by making it so that you have to also verify your age in order to use a VPN tool in the UK. It's kind of crazy, man. But anyway, I feel like YouTube shouldn't be doing this because it's such a useful tool, and just security-wise, very important. YouTube isn't the only website I visit. You know, I want it on for every other website I visit. If VPNs had it where you could be like, yeah, every website except YouTube goes through the VPN, then sure, maybe it's not as bad, but I've never seen a VPN do that. Not that I'm aware of. So it's not good, and I'm seeing a lot more people talk about seeing this notification, so hopefully YouTube backs away from doing this, because I use a VPN all the time. It's always on. So please, YouTube, please do not do this anymore. I beg you, please. It's like every fucking week we have some stupid thing that pops up on YouTube that people don't like. YouTube, can you chill? Anyway, subscribe for more. Goodbye.